Go ahead, Cam.
I've been in those shoes. I am in those shoes. Everywhere, every time that I walk. Now, there's a line that's drawn. My rule is this. If I see Courtney, if I see Damien, if I see, Dan at the grocery store, corner store, regular life, I can, kind of shove and be jovial and hey, what about this? Or, I thought you said that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But a line is drawn from the humanistic side that you can't say that. Do I know what happened? Do I know what took place for DK to react how he did? No. But I have always stood on this principle, no matter the league. You can go to MLB, you can go to NBA, you can go to WNBA, you can go to the NFL. I think we need to bolster the protection because fans are able to do whatever and just fall back on the thought of this is.
In a sport where players are drilled from their first day to avoid any interaction with spectators, what unfolded on Sunday at Ford Field felt unreal, unsettling, and immediately destined to go viral, with the noise of the crowd echoing, cameras locked in, the game clock running, and suddenly DK Metcalf stepping beyond the invisible boundary between player and fan by reaching into the stands and striking a supporter in full view of the stadium, creating a moment that stunned audiences and sent shockwaves across the NFL.
DK had a little thing that went down with a fan.
Oh man,
got the video. Look at that.
He did. Oh.
Joe, what you think happened there?
Man, Debo,
I talked to DK, but what you think happened there?
He it had to say something. Kids, family.
You got to say something extraordinary to get that
something to him
reaction.
super
I
crazy.
believe the fan said he called him by his government name and he didn't like it. That's not what I'm told. I talked to DK personally, and DK said he actually called his mom a cunt, and as he asked him what he was saying or what did he say, he then called him a nigger. So even though those words are said, you can't respond that way. But if that was me in my football playing days back then, that would have been mild mannered because I would have yanked his ass over that wall and beat the dog shit out of him and showed him what a nigga could do. But hey, DK, you can't do that. As I talked to DK, I said, hey man, you can't do that. You can't do that.
It was not a shove, not heated words, not posturing after the whistle, but a full closed fist punch broadcast live on CBS in the middle of a meaningful contest, and in an instant the Pittsburgh Steelers' Week 16 victory over the Detroit Lions was pushed into the background, replaced by a single explosive question rippling across the NFL. How did a moment like this happen on one of football's biggest stages?
DK Metcalf had mixing up with someone in the stands.
Oh my gosh.
And that not going to have great.
How did it reach this point, and what comes after, are the questions everyone is asking, because it all unraveled midway through the second quarter with the Steelers' offense going nowhere, limited to just 68 yards across 4 drives as frustration simmered, before the broadcast cut to Metcalf on the sideline locked in a tense face-to-face with a Lions supporter leaning over the front row barrier, impossible to miss with a bright blue wig, exaggerated movements, and, most provocatively, clutching a yellow Steelers jersey, a visual flashpoint that turned a simmering moment into something far more combustible. For a few long seconds they traded words, silent on the broadcast and stripped of context, but heavy with tension, until suddenly Metcalf snapped, reaching up into the stands and throwing a punch, a moment that sent hands flying up across the crowd and a wave of shock through Ford Field as the fans staggered back in disbelief, while Metcalf calmly turned away and walked off as if nothing had happened, with no flag thrown, no ejection, and no instant repercussions, all of it unfolding not on some shaky phone clip but live on national television, a surreal escalation that only deepened the chaos and left the entire NFL world scrambling to process what they had just seen.
I got word. Obviously, I'm not condoning, putting your hands on the fan or punching the fan, but he did call him a racial slur. He called him the N-word, and he did call his mama. And I think with those words being exchanged and the fans saying that, I think that's where the action occurred where he threw. I think he threw a punch. I'm not sure if he connected or whatever, but he did call him the N word and he called his mama. I guess
C word. Just say the C word, Ocho.
Oh, my bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, okay, but yeah. He did that. So he called him the N word and the C word. That's a bad combination. Right. And it caused DK to react. I'm sure he would have to deal with some type of discipline. You know how the NFL is. No matter what's said, they want you to be able to control yourself. In that.
Because officials failed to spot the clash as it happened, no flag was thrown and, under NFL rules, the league had no authority to remove Metcalf mid-game without an on-field penalty, allowing him to remain involved, line up on the next drive, draw a pass interference call and be showered with boos as Detroit's crowd made its feelings clear. Yet even as Pittsburgh closed out a tense 29-24 win to protect their AFC North lead and Metcalf quietly finished with modest numbers, the focus shifted entirely after the final whistle when the fan at the center of the incident, Ryan Kennedy of Pinckney, Michigan, claimed that simply addressing Metcalf by his full legal name sparked the altercation, a story that only fueled online outrage as clips, freeze frames and debates exploded across social media, prompting a measured, non-committal response from Mike Tomlin and setting the stage for a league review that now threatens real consequences, because while fan provocation is nothing new, crossing the line into physical contact forces the NFL to act, putting Pittsburgh's playoff hopes at risk as the league weighs fines or suspension, turning one heated moment caught on camera into a situation that could reshape the Steelers' season entirely.